Hey, welcome to yet another episode of Business Chronicles here at Studio 84. Studio 84 is a podcast studio in Kampala, Uganda, in a neighborhood called Bugolobi, along Lithuli Avenue here in Bugolobi. Today, I am privileged. My name is Solomon, first of all, Tumwesija, and I'm one of the hosts here at Business Chronicles Studio 84. And I'm privileged to host a very experienced gentleman in what he does. His name is, I call him Coach Patrick. He will introduce himself. Well, you already have an idea on what he does by the time I call him coach. He definitely trains in something.
Yes.
Coach Patrick, please introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners.
It's good having me here, Solomon. It's a pleasure. Daddy Tandy, because I know Tandy is. I don't know if he has retired now, but he's one of my former players. But
That's
anyway,
a conversation. That's another conversation.
my name is Gwayambadde Patrick, and I'm the director at Excel Soccer Academy, also acting as the head coach, even though I have alongside me other coaches that work with me.
Yeah.
What we do, we are a soccer entity, so we work with young people, maybe children, if I should say, in line with developing them to be. Many of them are aspiring footballers, but some of them want to lose weight. Some of them just enjoy the game, and we're good to go. So in all that, of course, we've come up with other programs. We do like football tours. We take them away to various parts of the world for them to experience that side of things. Because normally we do them in December when they've had Coach Patrick and the other coaches here for the
For the whole year.
for the whole year. And then in December we can tap into Dubai, where our immediate partners operate from. Then we've had trips to Miami.
Yes.
Done some work with Inter Miami,
Madrid,
Barcelona, and all those parts of the world we've been to.
Wow. Good stuff, Patrick. Patrick, how did you end up in this soccer academy business? What's your background?
I left here. I left the country when I was about 13, 14, and I moved to a country where my mom was residing. I moved with my brothers and my little sister, and we stayed there for so long. That was England, which is a footballing country. I wasn't good enough to maybe make the grade, but I developed the passion to work with young people because during my time at Lewisham College, I worked as a camp counselor in the USA, where we used to work with young people, again in the sports field. And I developed the desire to come back home and do what I'm doing right now. So I equipped myself with the necessary certificates and qualifications that will enable me to do what I do right now.
I like that, Patrick, but I'm also keen to know many aspiring footballers, when they don't make the cut like you failed to make the cut, it's like the whole world has come to an end. I see you like a beacon of hope for the players who have retired, gotten injured, or failed to make a cut. At what point did you decide not making the cut to be a professional world-class player? There's still hope for me. I can do something about it.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't meant to be.
That too.
Yeah, there comes a time when you realize that it wasn't meant to be. But there are many attributes that contribute to me not being the player that I wanted to be.
Yes.
First of all, I lost my parent. I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I'm just giving you a pen picture of what transpired in my life.
Yes.
So I lost kind of like the closest person to me, which was my mother. She was the drive, and she was everything that to me. I looked up to her, and when I lost her, it was like the whole world crashed.
How old were you?
I was about 25 when I lost my mom. So years went by, but I knew straight away what I wanted to do as a person. I wanted to be a role model. If I didn't make it as a footballer, at least let me teach someone to be, or let me coach someone, or help someone be the person they want to be. So I embarked on my badges, my FA, my football association badges. So I did a level 1, level 2. And I also did a diploma in sports development at Greenwich University.
What
And
are
then-
badges?
Yes, badges are certificates. Those are those are coaching certificates. We call them badges.
We may think it's school badges on the uniform.
No. They are coaching certificates. And
Yes.
if you get the opportunity to do them in England, it is like the
even
best.
better,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's even better because they hold
Some weight
yeah,
in the game.
around the world. So I did my level 1 and level 2, and I did a diploma in sports development, majoring in
Yes.
talent identification.
Yeah.
And then that prompted me to go on to sports science, again at Greenwich University, where I majored into coaching. Yeah, you could major into nutrition, some people major into sports psychology, but I opted for coaching because, again, I knew that I'll come back to Uganda and I'll use the talent identification units for me to do what I do and maybe to scout players for the future.
Yes. So you really planned this thing out. You planned this. You came back when you knew exactly what you wanted to do.
Because there's a time frame for when you're a player. But then what do you do after when you're a player?
Yes.
You turn out to either be a coach or just get yourself interested in the game. And some people go on to be agents. I wanted to coach. That's where my passion is. And
Let's first discuss what you've just said. Do you feel there is gap there also to coach players and prepare them for when they actually get to retire? Because I mean, you're in the game better than most people I know. And you've seen how former players have turned out to live maybe miserable lives and all that after. Could that be where you're going next? Or you're stuck with the kids?
Well, I've been kind of like advising one or two players that have come across my path. It's a different ball game in Uganda, opposed to in Europe. Somebody is like everything is straightforward for like players in Europe, and they kind of like know what they want to do or where they want to head to. In Uganda, some people, they know if they've retired or not, because as you know, somebody will be 25 and they'll be made 17, and then they'll be and then they'll be 30, and then they'll be made 25. So that makes it difficult for them to actually make up their mind to know, like, now
It's my time to retire.
It's my time to retire. You find that there's nothing else they know better. So they'll just keep on playing and playing, reducing the age and playing and playing. So it's a little bit difficult here. But at the same time, some of them come to you for advice, and you give them advice where it's due. Yes. So it is something that I enjoy doing. It's something I've continued doing, and I'll continue doing for as long as someone comes to me, especially here in Uganda. I'll help them out and advise them accordingly.
I love it.
Whereas in Europe, it's kind of like straightforward.
Yes, it is. So Patrick, so you pack your bags, you get back from Europe, you get back in Uganda.
Yes.
At that
2011.
point, 2011.
Yeah.
At that point, Patrick, there are not many kids soccer academies. There's maybe one or two. Guys are trying to do it. They are new in the game.
No, by the way, it's the other way around. There were so many, but they were not legit. You know, that's the difference.
Yes.
Today, when you talk about soccer academies, actually, we are not soccer academies. We are youth programs.
Okay.
Because when you talk about an academy, then you talk about the infrastructure and everything else. You understand?
Yes.
Something we're trying
complete
to
with
achieve.
like a school
Yes,
system.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Later on, we have plans of
Becoming a proper academy.
Because when we put up our structure, our complex in Gayaza, then we shall have dormitories and places where kids can come over and stay. You can check in Tandy on a Friday, you pick them up on a Sunday. So there'll be maximum concentration. Now that is towards the academy.
Yes.
That's the academy.
Yes.
What we have now are youth programs.
Youth programs.
So I came back to many youth programs, but to me they were not legit.
Yeah.
You know, I could say that only two were proper, you know, and so they became my competitors. Or they became people that are doing the same thing that I wanted to do.
Yes.
I could see what they were doing, but to me, I thought they were not doing it properly.
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, I looked at the trips they were doing.
Yes.
And they were going to what I would call lesser countries. They were going to Denmark, Sweden. I just upped the stake.
Not the big players in the game.
I did Barcelona, you
Yeah.
know, Barcelona, Manchester, London, Madrid, you know.
Yeah.
So I was hitting the big cities.
Yes.
So my numbers kept on going up and up and up.
Yes.
Then I looked at the school programs they were doing, because part of the biggest thing that we do is we run our programs in schools, in various schools. And I was looking at how their model and how they were doing it. They were letting schools pay them, you know, which meant that a school will have 400 kids thrown to them because the school is paying them.
Exactly.
I came in and I was like, no,
This
the parents
this
should
model.
pay me.
Yes.
Because now that trims down the numbers.
It does.
You go to a school that has 1,000 kids, and if 200 register with you, that means 200 parents are paid for their children to play football with you.
Yes.
So you have the numbers, like, you know, listen, I have 200 kids. So these are the kids that are supposed to be presented to me.
It also does good economics because the school won't feel the burden to have to part with hard cash.
Absolutely. And then my people were like, okay, people doing the same thing as me. We are letting schools like buy the equipments, and you know, I had my own equipment. So I'm like, I bring the program to your school, let the parents pay me if they're interested in what I'm doing. The school, you have the numbers collectively together.
Yes.
Maybe we can work out a commission or something.
yeah.
But let the parents pay me rather than the school paying me.
Wow, Patrick.
Yeah.
That's a good model.
Yeah.
That's a good model.
So
how
that
does
has-
it go in the start?
How does it?
How did it work out? Starting
The
days.
first school I had was Green Hill.
Yeah.
And they had a field, so they had space. Everything was new. Like, the other thing that I worked on was my image. I knew that parents, I could easily go to Kampala Road, find an Indian shop with some sports jerseys, get those, sell them to the parents. They will not be happy. I went to China. I looked at the fabric. I picked my own fabric, which is favorable for us in a hot country.
Yeah.
And I picked the design of the jerseys.
Yes.
So which meant that if I put a price to it, a parent would be happy
To pay.
to pay that price because the jersey is nice. It fits the kid rather than taking these big jerseys and have to adjust
Resize them, then they mess with the designs and all
So,
that.
so that created an image for me.
Yeah.
And the school liked it, you know, like I could have like 200 kids all dressed up, you know, and parents were happy with that. Then I employed people that I taught how to go about things, because Solomon, it's not easy working with these young kids.
No.
Some of these kids have it all.
Yes.
So when you come to them,
You're not telling them anything.
yeah, you understand. They have it all. They have the latest soccer boot that Ronaldo is wearing.
yeah,
So
yeah,
how are you going to sit down and be telling them? So you need to be strong. You need to be strong-minded. You need to know what you're saying, and you don't lie to them. You don't promise. That is the one thing I kept telling my coaches. Don't promise. Don't tell the child that he's the next best thing, because that's the same thing he's going to tell the parent, and then the parent will get excited. Now you have the entire family excited.
Then you fail to
as,
deliver.
as years go by,
by, yeah.
everybody gets excited and they're waiting for results, and the results are not coming. Then you become a bad coach, or you become a liar, or things like that. But yeah, I started off with Green Hill, and off Green Hill, I got other schools because then I had content. I had the pictures, I had the trips that we had made. I had the fun bits.
You know, you have my attention when you start talking about content, because content is my business.
yeah.
Let's first stick on content. Help me explain to the people listening to you that if you're in any business, you need to invest in content, because it's the only thing that will get you the next.
Absolutely. I've just spoken to you about our partnership coming up with Uganda Airlines.
Yes.
It is the content that I used from the trips that we've had that had them agree to what I was telling them.
Wow.
Because I had the videos. Last year, I was in Dubai on our trip to Dubai.
Yeah.
I had 105 kids in Dubai with me.
Yes.
And I had content from when we organized ourselves at Archie's Gardens, from when the coasters took them, everything, you know. So it is that content that has propelled the other people to say, you know what, let us work together.
I know. I-
So I keep telling people, and I keep advising many other people doing the same thing as we do, that create the right content and other things will come to you.
yes,
You understand? I was talking to Pastor Chris
yes,
at Worship Harvest
yes.
because early in the year, and the same thing I shared with him, I shared with Apostle Grace, because I'm going to do a tournament with Sunday schools, churches, like Watoto, we play Worship Harvest, we play Fanero. I'm going to that tournament.
Wow, love that.
But I have the content already. You understand?
So it's easy for you to show what you're capable of when
Yes,
it comes to
yes.
organizing tournaments.
I have everything that I need from the little that we've achieved
Yeah,
to show somebody what can happen, the impact.
exactly.
The other day, through Dr. Barbara,
Yeah,
we went to a certain school, the deaf school. So the concept behind us having a tournament, which would be called Soul Winners, is for us to give back to, say, the deaf school at the end of it all. So we're using basically sports evangelism. So we're using what we have, a sports element, for us to empower maybe the kids,
the less privileged, the differently
deaf school,
abled, and so on.
and all these other.
Wow.
But I already have the content. So content is a powerful tool in
Content
everything
is
that we do.
everything. Content is
So anybody who hasn't come to you for content, I don't know what they're waiting for.
I will first send them to you for a pep talk, for a lecture, for them to.
Anytime, free of charge.
I love that, Patrick.
Yes, yes.
What has the journey been like? The trips abroad, the success stories, and so on and so forth.
I'm a born again Christian.
Yeah.
So I credit everything to the Lord because, for instance, we've been away on trips around the world with 80, 70, 50, 100 kids, and first and foremost, we've never had an issue. Wow. Maybe it's because I have a strong supporting staff behind me, where everybody knows what they do.
Yes.
The last thing I don't like my people I work with to call me is boss. I'm a colleague.
What does that do to you?
It makes me think that maybe I'm superior to them.
Yes.
What they don't know is they make me be what I am today.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Because they approach. I've taught them how to approach parents, talk to parents, and everything else that there is that they need to do their job.
Yes.
But it is them that do the job.
Wow.
So it doesn't make me any higher.
Any higher,
You
yes,
understand?
yes.
So we've ceased them calling me boss. It's Coach Patrick.
Yes.
And everybody else, Coach Richard. Because I believe that we are all on the same level, trying to achieve a certain goal.
With different responsibilities.
Absolutely. And everybody knows what they're doing.
Yes.
You find that Maria is doing the admin work
Yes.
together with Tiara,
Yes.
and then Coach Richard does the head coach with the under 12s.
Yes.
Coach Michael is with the fitness team.
Yes.
Another Coach Michael is the head of security because of the caliber of kids we work with.
Yes.
So he knows how to approach the parents,
Yes.
and everything else that makes our work tick.
And no role is that much lesser than another. Because if they
Absolutely.
told you to do the admin work, you probably struggle.
Like they say, we cry together, we laugh together.
We laugh together.
Yeah. So it's been a good journey. We've recently changed the model.
Yeah.
Maybe about 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We've changed our model of how we look at things and the outlook of everything that we do.
Yeah.
We realized that there's a gap. Everybody's looking for the next Ronaldo,
Yeah.
the next Messi.
There can only be one.
There can only be one.
Yeah.
So for every soccer entity that there is in Uganda, they're looking for that special boy for a club in Europe to look at, and then they'll become the richest people in Uganda.
Yes.
So we looked at, there was a gap. There are so many kids here who just love the game. They want to play, okay? And you need to tell them and the parents how to manage expectations.
Yes.
But also somebody can not go to and play for a club in Europe, but that young boy can grow up and go to a university in the US or Canada or anywhere around the world, and he can get a scholarship.
Yes.
And to me, I just don't care how much money a parent has. I believe it will be music to their ears when they say, your son is going to this university,
Yes.
and you're paying where they're supposed to be paying $45,000, they are paying $6,000
Yes.
just because of his talent.
Yes.
And so now we've decided that we develop those boys and girls so that they come to an age whereby they can go to a university or college basing on their sports capabilities. That is why you see when I'm in BNI, most of my referrals are to Hira, because she's the exit that we needed with all the boys and girls that we've been working with.
I love that.
Yes.
Coach Patrick, I have to ask you this. I'm glad you start mentioning money and the investment parents put in the kids. How important is it for parents to invest in their children to train in football and other after-school activities? Because it's an expensive venture, Patrick. Those trips to Europe, Miami, and wherever, they don't come cheap.
Absolutely. I keep telling parents that when God has blessed you with a child,
Yes.
you have to give everything or your all for that child to be exposed and to see what the world has to offer. Because it's through that experience that can shape that child up.
Yes.
We have, within what we do, there are certain boys that we look after, disadvantaged, and some talented young boys. Now, it is those boys that these other boys obviously learn from.
Yes.
Because in football, we have this saying that you play with good players, you become a good footballer.
You become a good footballer.
So now, we've given these kids an opportunity to travel with us, okay? And every single time you travel with them and come back, they are not the same.
No.
There's social capital. They've learned from other coaches. Like we're in Dubai and we're working with Juventus coaches. I mean, they eventually came here, but we were there, great facilities. We had Stephen Taylor with us, former Newcastle player. So all that builds up a player, you understand, or builds up a person. So I keep advising parents that, yes, the trips are expensive and everything, but this is your son, this is your daughter. Do whatever you do have to do to see that he or she is out there being exposed, because that will be shaping them up for the future, for tomorrow. Do you understand? So
Yes, I understand.
I understand it becomes expensive, but that's the world we're living in. So.
But at the end of the day, Patrick, as a parent, I've had the privilege to experience your services, traveled with the team to Dubai to play and all that.
For the Manchester City Cup.
Yes.
Yes.
At the end of the day, as a parent, the experiences we give our children is actually what we get to live in them. We could work for all the money and the property and leave it here, and you don't know what happens to it the moment you're lowered in the grave. But the experiences you give your children,
Absolutely.
they live inside of them, and no one can take that away from them.
Absolutely, yes.
No one can take that away from them.
Very correct.
Patrick, what does the future look like for Excel?
The future is very bright. First and foremost, I spoke about our image, which we have improved a lot. Yes. We have created content, and that content has brought so much to us, business-wise, okay? Today, as I speak, I've partnered up with Rafi. She's putting out content for us. We had a guy come the other day from her company. He was doing some filming. He has put those up on our TikTok and Facebook, and the response is immense.
Wow.
The future is so good because through that we've managed to secure sponsorship.
Yes.
We have EcoBank on board. We have Uganda Airlines on board. We have URA on board. I struggle to find any other soccer entity in Uganda that has all that. But we've been blessed. Now the next step is for us to emphasize on the camps. Okay, we realize that not everybody can travel. Not everybody can afford the trips. Not everybody has the right documentations for the trips. So now and also COVID. When COVID came in, COVID taught us so much, or it showed us so much. So what we've done every year, we have foreign coaches come here. This year in January, we had coaches from a club called Celtic in Scotland. That was a good camp. In January, we have coaches from Atletico Madrid coming here. So now, when they come, we get to learn from them. The kids get to learn from them. They get to learn about our culture, and everything's good. The next step in our lifespan will be for us to have our own facility.
Yes.
The facility will bring more numbers to us, more time to us, because we feel like we don't get enough time with these kids.
Yes.
You know, they come on a Saturday, they go and see them the following Saturday. That following Saturday, maybe the mom is going for a wedding, so they don't, there's so much going on. So, but
with your own facility.
With our own facility, you know that you can check in Tandy on a Friday, pick him up on a Sunday, and then through those two days we have good sessions with him. He can rest, he can learn about the game, social capital, like making friends, and so on and so forth. So that's the next step in our lifespan, and we're looking forward to that. We are on our way. We've cleared the land. It's about 8 acres along Karaji Road from Gayaza, and so we look at 2 good years. We should have that in place.
2 good years is a great time frame. For the viewers, if you just heard Coach Patrick talk about Rafi and managing social media, Rafi is the muscle behind RBE Solutions. RBE Solutions is our great friend here at Studio 84. RBE Solutions are big on design, graphics design, social media management, and all that stuff. Check them out. We'll share RBE Solutions details in the descriptions below. And I also noticed, Coach Patrick, by the time you hire RBE Solutions to manage your social media and your online content, you always try to work with the best people at what they do.
Absolutely. And there comes a time when you cannot be doing everything.
No.
You leave some things to the professionals.
Yes.
I can assure you that since I interacted with Rafi, the things that she has done for us, the flyer, the video, all those things.
Yes.
We were big. Well, we thought we were big, but I think we are going to get bigger.
Yeah.
Because I've had phone calls left, right, and center. People trying to find out about who we are, where they want to come. It has prompted us to set up another center. So, because we couldn't hold like 300 kids at Archie's Gardens, so we've opened up another center. So I'm so grateful to BNI. Because it is where I met Rafi. It is where I met all these other great people.
Patrick, I'll ask you not to open that Pandora box of BNI, because I know now, if we start BNI now at 30 minutes, we have to talk about Uganda Airlines, the new partner on board.
Yes.
We shall come back for a proper BNI story.
But serious, I just don't think that many people know about BNI. I don't know if it is BNI not doing enough. Because the other day when we were launching the other chapter, Victorious, I met 2 gentlemen who were 50-50, and I assured them.
Yeah.
I told them what BNI has brought to me. I told them about the people I've met, the space, and the people that I've met at BNI. And when I came into BNI, I found a certain gentleman who was the president then. And that just made me feel, yes, I'm in the right place. I'm not going to go into that.
We shall not name names. Thank you very much, Coach Patrick.
Always my pleasure.
Before you go, I like to ask my guests quickly, what inspires you, Coach Patrick? What inspires you? Is there a book? Was there a life, experience that, turned your life around? What really inspires you? What keeps you going?
That's a tough one, but... like as I said, I look at all the lifestyle of the so-called top players and how they earn and how they go. Because I've been lucky enough to be friends with some top footballers, the Fednads, Ashley Cole and all these guys. And I've seen the impact they've done to their families and the extended family. And I just feel like Uganda has that X factor. There is that one person, okay? Today we have a boy, Steven Sarada, at Red Bull, who came through us. And what he has done with his family and all that, that is the one thing that wakes me up in the morning on a Saturday, very excited, going to go and see all these smiling faces and just make them dream. So I'm inspired by the fact that at one day, a young man or a young girl will go on to to greater heights and be the next big thing, and that will be, and many people around them will be happy and will achieve.
Their lives will be transformed.
Their lives will be transformed.
Wow. Thank you, Coach Patrick. It was good having you at Business Chronicles here on Studio 84. Viewers, listeners, this has been Coach Patrick. We'll drop his contacts and his social media handles to Excel, the youth program, in our description below. Feel free to reach out and hit us up. And you never know what happens. You never know, the biggest soccer star could be right in your house right now. Take care and good day. Thank you.